Hey there, and welcome back to the authored challenges of Inkbound, the roguelike action strategy game by Shiny Shoe. I mentioned in the last episode, and it's still true, we're getting into some pretty weird ones. So let's see what we have today. This one is the Chronicler's challenge. This one has a lot of modifiers, but basically it's pretty tricky, I think. First of all, vestiges cannot be dropped. Okay. This means you can't drop them on the ground, is how that behaves. Now, it's important to note there's a later mod that says vestige extractors no longer destroy vestiges and only grant one of each vestige set. So you go to a grinder and essentially it gives you +1 for each set on the item, but you don't get rid of the item. So that means there's no way of getting rid of your vestiges, full stop. Anything you take is stuck with you. This is made even worse by the fact that the other modifier, the second one, says vaults and shops only offer common vestiges. Common vestiges are awful. So that means your money is essentially worthless. You're re-rolling for basically no value. There's really not a lot there. So that's unfortunate because that's essentially all money is good for. Everything else is full glyphs, right? You get your augments all from glyphs, and from rerolls there are all glyphs. So pretty tough. Now, that alone, those three comboed are pretty bad for your run. The fourth combo, at the end of combat, your vestige in your first slot is shuffled with a random one of the same rarity. Now, if you're only getting commons, that's still pretty garbage, so that's not very exciting. You just kind of cycle your commons and hope for the best. But there is one nuance, one wrinkle to this run that is a pure positive, which maybe affects this and makes it interesting. The final modifier, start with Curios 4. So let's look at what Curios 4 does real fast. I'll go to the collection, I'll go to Vestiges, and I'll just type in Curios. And you'll see what we have. There's a bunch of kind of random stuff is the way that Curios works. It doesn't really fit into any other category, right? You've got things that afflict marked for some reason. Okay, sure. Random omni damage. You've got Stone Mind, which is awful, but at combat end, you restore hit points until you have 50%. You get money from somewhere, so like Box of Truffles, sure. When you defeat an enemy, you gain cash. Why is Counselor's Ledger in here? I don't know, but it gets you access to Will Collector, I guess. Your bindings cost 2 fewer will until the first one is used, so you can always lead with your most expensive thing. KG's Cage is in here for Dazed. You've got Pendant of the Weaver, which is honestly pretty trash. It is permanent resistant if you're low on hit points, so that's pretty good for survivability. It's decent combined with Warden, I suppose. It only gives you 4 max health, which is a really weird number for it to give. But there are some winners in here as well, right? You've got Pocket Watch of Alacrity. This is permanent scaling, which then stacks with itself. We get enough of these, you move fast, you can get 10 Omni damage, you can stack these up pretty high. So that's cool. An early Pocket Watch, in my opinion, is a really good strategy. You get Scorched Request. This is a crit one, but it doesn't really rely on crit. It just gives you Reaver for some reason. But it says on your turn, your first attack binding deals double damage. That's a big buff. You can do a lot of bonus damage with this. You've got some Verdant in here, oddly enough, with Stone Blossom. When you are hit, you gain up to 30 max hit points. It's pretty cool. It's very strong if you can actually max this out and get Verdant 8, because then all of these are doing, or Verdant 5 at least, all of these are doing 10% bonus damage, and you get basically 30% bonus damage on all your stuff from this trinket. Pretty good. Then we get into the the epics and the legendaries, all of which are excellent. Dice of Fates is game winning. You find this early, you go nuts. Leaky Pen is absolutely awesome. This is one of the strongest epics in my opinion, because orbs are not only extra will, they are extra cooldown, and they give you movement, and there's a lot of synergy opportunities in orbs. And so this also gives you Orb Lord, which is synergy. So a lot of value here if you connect a couple of them. Pile of Tiles, you can just randomly kill enemies, pretty cool. It's not the strongest one, but it does physical damage, and it gives you Striker, so if you increase your physical damage, this can actually really chunk things down. And all the legendaries are great. You've got Byron the Talking Book, which is just like free whatever. Anything he gives is awesome. Then you've got Cultivated Memories. Everything is cheaper by a lot, and it's great. Very hyper efficient. Also Verdant, which is good. And Disassembly Prototype number 12. You gain a random prototype, which is similar to Byron the Talking Book, right? You get a bunch of weird stuff, but you don't know which one you're going to get, but they're all very strong. Technically, each one is stronger than what Byron offers, right? You get 120 Omni from Byron, but over here you get 100 Omni. Okay, that's not as good, but Byron offers, say, 2 will reserve, whereas Disassembly Prototype 5 offers 4 will per turn. Same deal, it's a lot of will. So you can see how this is a little more random, in some cases much stronger. 50 crit chance, 175 crit damage, whoa, that's a number. So this kind of goes ballistic. All of these are pretty good. How does this work with the modifiers? Well, I start with something. As soon as I finish a combat of Curios 4, pops out one of those at random. It's then in my first slot. Now, if I don't like it, I can keep it in my first slot. If I do like it, I can pick up a common, and I can put the common in my first slot, so that the common is the one that cycles, while my good thing that I really am happy about stays. I can then, as I collect Curios, I can put them in that position, cycle them as needed, whatever. If we roll something bad early, the nice thing is it immediately can get cycled, and I can start playing into what is the best option there. So I think it's very winnable. It's very interesting. It's going to be, again, chaotic. It's hard to predict how things are going to look. I could roll Byron on Combat 1 and the game cruises, or I can just roll a bunch of Quill Charms and feel sad the whole time. Who knows? We'll see. Realistically, I don't think this leans any which way as far as aspects go, so I'm just going to take the opportunity to play the Clairvoyant because I haven't had a chance to do so, and I might as well. As far as trinkets go, Forgery Forge is garbage because none of money is valuable, so we're getting rid of that. There's really not a strong inclination, in my opinion, from one towards another here. I think you could argue potentially that a number of things are alright, but I don't know. I think it's probably fine to just not worry too much about it, right? I think so. As far as what Curios do, none of them like really give a lot of health or anything, so I'm not looking at Rows of Rubies in any special way. There's nothing too terribly fancy about it. And I mean, we could go like Clips of Extraction. It's okay, sure. Like, there's a lot of possibilities here, but Orb Lord is going to be tricky to get into unless we hit Leaky Pen, so you know we don't have a lot of synergies to play into. I will note as well that the elemental ones are tricky for a lot of the same reasons, right? Okay, great, Venomous. Great, I can get poison damage and I can get poison vapor. I can't get poison blood. Nothing in there gives me poison blood unless I RNG into it from one of the random cycles, which is highly unlikely. So, okay, you're not going to get any of the really good poison vestiges either. No Satchel of Smuggling, etc. Blaze of Brigid looks similar. I don't feel very confident about that either. I kind of lean towards just Essence of Quillian, but I don't want to play too defensive. It's a little bit odd, I'm not sure. So a lot of these are kind of whatever, right? You're running into alright, these are like normally very good, but not great here. I'm a little of the mind that maybe I go Bounty. This is not a very efficient modifier, right? 1 crit chance, 10 crit damage. It's not very good, but at least it plays nice with something here, right? So it's tough, right? I want to avoid any of the ones that give Quillings. Yeah, Quillings, garbage. I could reduce some cooldowns of some things. I don't think those are great. Bounty's at least functional. Heart of a Hero is not very good. I'm going to avoid all the elemental ones. I think all of them get punished by this pretty hard. I think Blessing of Misplaced Nobility is pretty weak, actually. Rows of Rubies is not bad. I mean, there are 2 Verdants in the Curios pool. This is damage, which I respect, so I'm considering it anyway. Blessing of Kills, of Quills here. Each reroll has a chance to increase the rarity of the options. It's not bad, actually, for this particular one, given that everything else is awful. Let's see. Every 5 stacks, you permanently gain 10 magic power, but only if I use Incendiary Cone of Frost or Poison Vapor, which I'd have to roll into. Scales of Infinite Potential is awful. Dial of Fate is not good. Union of the Needless is not great. Boon of the Gods Court. There's no Storm King available in there. It's unlikely I'm going to get any more. I mean, so I guess it's really just like Clips of Extraction or Bounty of Sentient Beings. I don't like how slow Clips of Extraction is. I really dislike that. I'm going to go with Bounty of Sentient Beings just for fun. I don't know. It's rank 1, so I'm not terribly worried, but also I could see this swinging poorly. I guess we'll see, right? We'll see. Let's go give this a try. As always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. See what the heck this rolls into today. This is a toughie as far as planning ahead. I really don't think a lot of those are very good. You're going to struggle to actually assemble runs. But most of this just comes down to how many legendaries can I roll into, right? So let's see, I did Argalath last time. Let's do, I don't know, Cinder's fine. Let's do Runestone. It's whatever. These are all rank 1, so this choice really doesn't matter here. I'll go fight Garden's Edge. Sure, why not? It doesn't really matter what I go after here, because there are no book modifiers at this difficulty, so fine. Now, with Bounty of Sentient Beings, my #1 priority is to find something that is pretty decent and kill it immediately. I don't want a common, I don't think. I'm going to just chill on this. Plus 30 damage on Amplified Telekinesis is pretty weak. Psionic Spirit Bomb. I'll take, on your turn, gaining a Psionic Charge is honestly not the worst choice here. I'm going to just go ahead and grab that. I don't care about vaults. Pick anything other than vaults. The funny thing, though, is that money is not necessarily good either, so really a lot of these rewards are just full of garbage. You're banking almost entirely on, can I find a strategy that actually just wins here? Hard to say. I'm going to run this guy over. Take this orb. Blam. I'm going to kill him because I do want the Bounties of Sentient Beings buff. Worth the 1 damage here. Okay, move it up. Make sure to run yourself over if possible. Blast here, orb. Let's see, I can blast here and finish this out. Looking decent. Alright, we take 1 damage. I did it a weird way because I had to get the Bounty of Sentient Beings buff. All good. We did indeed get it. Cool. Got that buff. Excellent. What I roll into? KG's Cage. Sure. Okay. This is not one I'm particularly happy with. All of these are awful. And remember, I can't get rid of them. So, I'm going to take After Image because I have leaned a little bit on crit already. It's going to be hard to actually assemble a crit build, but I can guarantee crit charges, which I think are good. The other nice thing about it is somewhat defensive. We just ignore that for sure. Now, when you think about it, there's really not much I can get from this grinder right now, right? I grind and it just gives me Warden 2, which I guess is fine. Sure. I actually think that's not terrible. We'll take it. Yeah, we go here. You keep this vestige, okay? Use it. Neat. Fine. I don't like how it keeps spinning after I've used it. That's a bummer. Now, I'm looking for pretty much anything other than money, because money has no value. So I'm going to take this hard combat encounter, even though I'm not very strong. Money is whatever. Fine. Sure, sure. Alright, hopefully one of these bits gets it, not the big man. Okay, well, that's terrible news. I'm gonna move this up, I suppose. We're gonna attempt to do as much damage as we can do here. There's no hope I actually get the Bounty of Sentient Beings buff. Incredible. Fantastic news. Great. It just happened to roll onto the biggest man on the board. This is one of the problems with Bounties of Sentient Beings. It's actually why it's so bloody awful in general. And when I say it is bloody awful, I'm not kidding. It is actually pretty excruciatingly bad. Let's just run this guy over, I guess. He's dead for sure. It's pretty rough. Right? Now, fortunately, I do reduce damage by a decent chunk here. I'm pretty pleased with that. Buff up here. I do think I have 3 charges. I sure do, so I can just Shadow Realm stuff here. I will do that. We'll do more damage here. Walk away. Take 2. Bummer, but it's fine. Okay, let's run ourselves over. Buff. Blur. Orb. Crit. Out. It's not great. Hey look, Byron the Talking Book. We rolled into a great one. Excellent news. Fantastic. Great, we're going to keep him. We rolled into Stone Pitch Pipe off the top, which is fine. But again, this is like an acceptable one. I don't really care that much. Okay. Gain 2 shield on shielding Spirit Bomb or Mirror Image. Grants 50 Omni damage until the end of turn. I think it's gotta be Mirror Image. Wow, that's good. Right? Wow, that's good. I like that quite a bit. There's a strong argument, by the way. If I can get Mythos 4, I can start getting a lot of Vestiges. I'm going to take Mirror Image here. I think that's great. Big fan of that. Now, this is somewhat defensive. Invocation, no. Cleave, no. I don't like these. Invocation's maybe not awful, but it's not good. I'm going to re-roll this, I think. You want to go defensive, possibly? Restoration is a decent option here. Pilfer would be self-trolling. I'm going to take Restoration, sure. Don't want any of these commons. I don't want to go to the Garden. All the buffs are bad. The Carver is garbage. I'm going to go to the Binding Empowerment, I guess. A lot of these buffs are unfortunately terrible. Something we're going to just be dealing with in this run. I'll take a free uncommon augment at least. Wow, discounting image. Another rare. Wow, another epic roll. 1 cost discount to a random binding is honestly pretty darn good. Sure, actually, that's really good roll. Now, I'm looking for anything that gives me value. So, uncommon augment is big, but unfortunately the other ones are bad. Or glyph globule. I don't want triple vault. I'm going to go for the glyphs. At least this lets me reroll, maybe buy this rare augment or something. I'm going to eat this fish. Sure, blue spine cod will help out here, I think. Okay, hopefully I can get the Bounty of Sentient Being here. With any luck, it's not on a wrinkling. Watch it be on one of them. Who is it on? This fella. Okay, so first things first, roll big crit numbers. We're going to walk this over here. Do 1 pop. It's a really good crit roll. We're going to go up here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a 3rd psionic charge, which should absolutely send most of these enemies, and it does. And I also take 0 damage from it. Fantastic. Good. Great. Big benefit from, huge benefit from Mirror Image. Just absolutely out of control good. Great job. Let's move around here. I think I am just going to walk away on this particular turn. It's a bit of a tricky one to articulate otherwise. We do have a lot of work we need to do, but I can get a really good roll here. I can simply blast them. I have the triple here, which is awesome. I will use that. Go ahead and orb here. blast. This guy is dead accidentally, so I'm going to take this orb and walk away. Cool. We managed to generate, I think, 5 shielding from Byron here, if I'm looking at it. What did Byron give me? Yeah, 5 shielding. I was wondering why I was taking so little damage on this combat. It's because this guy really can't do anything to me. Great. Fantastic. And just send this man to the Shadow Realm. Incredible news. Good. The glyphs do a lot of work. I'm very happy about it. We got a leaky pen. That's awesome. Incredible work. So, feeling pretty decent about this. Now, leaky pen is very good here. The Tarnished Vault, throwing all of these away. I'm not taking any of these because I want to save spaces for stronger stuff. I'm going to go to the Shrine. Now, the Shrine is good because I guess I could have gone back before moving forward and taken that rare augment. Maybe I should have done that. I kind of like saving my glyphs. I was thinking about it, but... Now, which one do I want? I could go for Mythos, but I'm going to be space-locked. I could go for Leaky Pen, which gets me Orb Lord 2. That's pretty darn good. I could also maybe get to Orb Lord 3 pretty confidently eventually. Or Harbinger's Trophy, I guess, is also an option. It's going to be Leaky Pen, and I think it's not even close. Great, we're on Orb Lord 2. Fantastic news. I'm going to go ahead and pop this, see what I roll. Mercurial. There's no hope of me having been able to use that for anything good anyway. I have 2 jumps I get to make, so it's fine. Alright, we are going to the Unbound. Absolutely. The store is awful. I'm going to buy maybe an uncommon augment. Maybe. I'm going to save my 4 for the rerolls here. I think we pretty confidently blast the boss with a Leaky Pen, Orb Lord 2, and Byron, which is pretty good. I'm not afraid of Nim here. What did Nim roll me? 5 shielding? Great. Honestly, it's one of the better picks here, I think. Now, I did get a good Nimbit spawn, which is great. Big fan of Nimbit roll here. Now you can do some pretty good stuff. I can go Psychic Pulse. Orb. Mirror Image. That's a bad roll. Just kind of hoping for better here. That's fine. Generate a blast. I can do a Spirit Bomb here, which is not terrible. And then I'm just going to walk away. There's no reason for me to take damage if I can avoid it, so I might as well. We do get Chompies. All my homies hate Chompies, so that's a bummer. But, you know, fair enough. Blast them. Orb. I have 2 charges. Yeah, I'll take 1 more. Orb. Interesting. I think if I blur, I can do a decent chunk here. And we take 5. It's a bit of a bummer. There's no reason to take Restoration here. We're already at full. We'll use it next turn. It's fine. Alright, crit roll is a good opener for this. Take it. I don't do great damage, unfortunately. But we're not doing poorly either. So that's at least something. Run yourself over. Walk away. We take 0. Shielding is one of the worst choices, in my opinion, from him. I like Will Reserve and I like Omni Damage a lot. But at the same time, it's not bad either, right? So it's okay. Okay, let's try to end this fella. We're going to go ahead and toss... we didn't roll particularly well there, but the orbs will help out all the same. Go ahead and heal myself. We walk away. I take 1 damage here. I can actually just end inside this thing and do alright. It's fine. Okay, we do get a good blast here. I'm going to go ahead and press that button. It's good. Getting hit an orb. Take this shot. This is a good shot here. Right? This is a good shot. I'm going to move just a little bit. Take an orb, and we go for a big smite, which is great news. I may as well hit him for 0. There's no reason not to. I take 1, but I'm not pressed about it. These guys are going to die anyway. It's no big deal. I was mostly trying to push damage on Nim because we are a bit slow. This is an unfortunate amount of... It's a weak-looking floor, huh? Take this. Take the crit shot here. Do as much damage as I think we feasibly can. And then I guess end this. We're quite slow. We're not even phasing here, and we're behind on that, which is not great, but fine, I suppose. I do get a big smite here, which is good. Take it. Orb. Charge up. Orb. Charge up. Walk away. Do your best. We're doing our best here, is pretty much the best I can offer. I'm going to go for this roll here. Great. I do like that 50 Omni power. Very important. So, it's good. Where am I getting 50 physical damage from? Oh, it's... I don't deal physical damage with anything other than telekinesis, but I'm getting it from the Harbinger's Trophy, which is hilarious. I didn't even consider it, so that's fun. Great job. I can take double orbs here, go for big smite. I might as well self-heal. The biggest risk here is honestly just going to be finishing fast enough here, right? We're not, like, I'm not taking a lot of damage. I'm holding on quite well. The risk is, of course, how in the world do I actually crush the boss at all? Let's prioritize the blasts here. I have a lot of orbs accessible to me, so let's try to do damage with them. Let's take 0. There's no reason for me to take damage here. I'll save those orbs for next turn, leaving the boss in that. I may end up using my unstable brew pretty soon. Might be next turn. Yeah, I think it is next turn, not this turn. I want to get run over by my orb. Great. I'm going to charge. I'm going to take 1 orb. We're going to roll a crit. It's a bad roll on the crit, which is unfortunate. It's okay. We should still be able to stop a lot of this damage. Currently taking 0 because they all die to the aura. This will have to do, I think. Okay. Great. Okay. Now this turn is the best turn for me to pop this. So let's, first of all, run yourself over. I want to lead with... How do I want to approach this? I want a Mercurial so I get the after image back. That is an excellent roll. Yeah, we're getting out here on the Unstable Brew, for sure. Okay, good. That's the plan. Now I wish to... First, we Super Smite. Then I'm going to Orb, Blast, Orb, Get Out. Okay, we do get out, in fact. I roll a disassembly prototype. Fantastic. Now, picking up a death scythe here does change the calculus, right? The question is, do I want... I could cycle for other legendaries and keep the death scythe moving forward. It's pretty tempting. I think I am going to go in on Super Spirit Bomb here, probably. Ooh, I do like the Critical Pulse, though. Critical Pulse is really good. Super Spirit Bomb is expensive, is the problem. But I have Leaky Pen, which is good. What do I like more? Byron's... I like Byron's consistency on one of 3 very good effects. Disassembly Prototype is nice. If I roll the crit chance, crit damage, we're blowing up, right? It's great. But it could roll physical damage... which is not ideal. I guess the other ones are all good, right? Magic damage is basically everything I do. Omni damage is literally everything I do, but it's a lower number. Crit chance, crit damage. I think I'm willing to put this in front and to hold on to the Leaky Pen here, is where I'm at. Okay. I think I'm going... Critical Spirit Bomb, mostly because it shows me Super Spirit Bomb here, is I think where we're at. Yeah, I like it. We're going Critical Spirit Bomb, and I'm going to go Super Spirit Bomb. We're just going to absolutely Shadow Realm something is the plan. Okay, I'm going to cycle Disassembly Prototype and see if I can roll enough even better Legendary out of this, and we move on. Kind of a weird circumstance, all things told. I feel decently strong, thanks to the Legendaries. Now, these Extractors are pretty cool, because they don't cost me anything. That means a few things. I could get Executioner and Vigorous if I wanted to. Don't know how useful those will be. It's not bad. I could, however, push to Orblord 3, which is pretty cool. I do think Orblord 3 is pretty fantastic. Now, Vigor is fine, right? Gaining max HP does not mean I restore that HP, is an important detail here. Interesting. I wonder if it is worth it to go on the Death Scythe angle here and use that to heal myself up to very high numbers. Fortunately, this is low rank, so there are full heals available to me in the future. It's definitely never... I don't really like the ones that give me Curios. I don't need Curios a billion here, right? I'm going to go in on the Vigorous. There's also the possibility I roll into Hexing Aura, which would be a huge damage boost if I end up on Executioner, so I think we're going to preemptively do this with the Death Scythe, which pushes Executioner and Vigorous into relevant realms. Okay, so I don't think Starship is a viable choice here. We don't do enough damage fast enough. I think we have to go Radiant Market. I think, theoretically, with enough shielding and good rolls, I think we can tank Captor better than we can tank Rhinferno, who kills the floor. So we're going to go Captor here. It's too bad we didn't see Lusk. I think I actually would have also taken Janus here, interestingly enough, but Radiant Market will do. I think it's fine. Our goal is basically to farm out a lot of health. We could have potentially used the little bomb bits on Rhinferno to farm up Death Scythe, but that seems not ideal. Double rare augment, 10,000% here. It's a good roll. Take my fish. Oozing Jelly is not a very good one, but I don't think I need it for this combat, so we'll do our best. Okay, our goal is to kill basically 2 enemies per turn. Also, this guy has the bounty roll, so he's just gonna get run over. And that is the nature of what we're doing. Great. Take an orb. Blast him. Take an orb. Blast him. Great job. Moving on. Healing. I guess I'll attack this guy. No reason not to. Cool. Okay. We have Spirit Bomb active on super mode, so I'm just going to absolutely send it on some of these guys, I think. Taking potentially a decent chunk of damage. We did roll shielding from Byron's joke and physical damage from Prototype. Yeah, this is why I'm cycling Prototype. So I'm going to go ahead and stop all of the damage up top. I want to run myself over with this thing first. Then we run away, grabbing the orb so we can end them. I'll grab the other orb, run myself over, take one. It's pretty decent. Good. Great. I should be able to kill some guys on this turn, I think. We'll take the after image roll. I'm going to go ahead and hit this. I will heal myself for reasonable amounts. Go for a crit. Try our best. I can at least kill one dude. It's fine. We get the Death Scythe trigger. We're done. Great. Cool. So it doesn't really matter if I take this on this turn, later turn, whatever, as long as I can get Death Scythe rolling here. This guy doesn't even hurt me right now, which is kind of funny. Let's just blow him up, I guess. There you go. Super Spirit Bomb. We'll take the Death Scythe proc. Looking decent. Cycling Fountain of Creation. On your turn, gain 1 will for each binding on cooldown. That's really strong. Mark of Retribution is terrible. I'm going to keep Fountain of Creation. This seems like a good pickup here. It's a good augment to my, well, vestige literally, but augment to my build because it makes things like Super Spirit Bomb more accessible, which I appreciate. Gain 1 stack of blur. I mean, straight up, After Image is the strongest thing on my bar. If I could find a way to get Starwalker, I'd be very hyped for that, but it's tough. Shielding Aura is extremely good. Shielding Aura is extremely good, yes. At max, that's 2. And I'm going to go ahead and take +1 stack of blur. I need to do more damage, but that's okay. Mark on all enemies. Do I ever care about this? Bounty Hunter, maybe? I don't think so. I'm leaning towards... I'm really looking to find Hexing Aura here. If I can find that, it increases damage by a ton. Vigorous is quite good. It's not wrong to add more of that. I could get Will Collector, interesting, and Ancient Wisdom. The grinder is certainly correct, yeah. Now, what do I want to get here is the question. I could go hard on Fountain of Creation, which gives me a lot of will and a lot of will reserve, will collector. It's very good will generation. You know what? I think that's quite nice. I haven't seen the Hexing Aura yet. Once I do, I think we'll pay out more on Executioner. But having just a few of these is enough. I'm going to go ahead and hit that Fountain of Creation here. We must take the Guardian of the Unbound Key. We're going to cycle this Mark of Retribution here. I should beat this guy, right? I should. Maybe. Hopefully. Do I take a chill turn here? Yeah, eat this jelly. This doesn't do anything for me on any combat. I guess I'm going to eat the jelly. I guess there's no reason to. I'm going to run myself over for a bit, I suppose. This is a pretty low impact turn. I'm just kind of chilling until enemies spawn, I think. Sure. I take 1 damage. I'll get the vigor back for it. Yeah, some enemies spawn. That's fine. Okay. Now we want to kind of play it a little more excitedly. Let's see. Can I get the triple here? I sure can. We want to pop here, but this is definitely going to be a blur play. Good turn. Pop here. Nuke the floor. Good. Great. Fantastic. Loved it. No notes. Orb here. Very good. How much damage are you away from this? 548. Can I ever push that? Probably not. I could potentially push 330. Maybe if I rolled a crit on Super Bomb, it'd be fine. But I think practically no. Byron did give me +2 will reserve here, which is always a great pickup, so I'm happy about that. I think we're just going to go ahead and heal here. Get that full healing back. Looking at 57 health now. Go ahead and take this. I might as well roll him over, right? I have the 50 damage augment. Roll this. I did actually roll a crit on Super Spirit Bomb. Unbelievable. That's okay. Taking 6, not too terribly mad about it. We can get out. Not worried. I should easy crit mode here. So let's just go ahead and roll it. Migrate over, run yourself over. Blast. Now that it's not loaded yet, so let's go hit the 2. Now the 3 is online. We actually straight up murk the ink pot, which is pretty huge. I think that's well worth it. Take this orb. I'm going to self-heal on this turn. Fine. I'm going to stab him again. You might as well. Sure. Now that obviously we don't get that crit roll into the next turn's damage, but I'm not terribly worried about it, right? I can just kind of roll some good stuff here, push numbers, feel decently. Take the orb. There's no reason for me to hit this bomb. I guess I might as well. It does a respectable amount, right? Sure. 930? Fine. Grab the orb. Let's do this, and then we spend 4 will running ourselves over, right? And that's honestly not bad. If I get the, what is it, Astrokinesis that makes this 2 shield, we're pretty good. Oh yeah, he hit me, so he got marked. It's Kind of interesting, I suppose. None of these matter, though, so fine. Let's pop this up. Orb 1. Let's Orb 2 here, actually. Actually, heal yourself first, then Orb 2. Better. Take this roll. I was hoping for the Super Spirit Bomb roll, but it's fine. Can at least push some numbers on this turn. And then almost full heal yourself. Pretty decent. I get the Vigor back, so it's fine. It's a terrible roll for the location of my orbs, goodness, but it's all good. Blast him. Oh, he's stunned. Never mind. Game is actually free. We're going to therefore chill on this turn. Good. Pop it. I'm going to take 2 orbs first so I get the mirror image out, which allows me to, yeah, crit for huge number. Good. I'm then going to blast. I'm going to run him over, run me over, take an orb. How am I doing on health? 58, 58. I'm looking okay now. I'm going to hit. And then going to hit again. I'm taking zeros now. Fantastic. I might as well take the orb and charge. We're looking good. Great. I still have will. I guess I'll hit him. Okay, bud. There you go. Fine. Take an orb. Roll the crit. Blast him. Okay, I'm really relying heavily on that crit Super Spirit Bomb. We're going to have to find something a little more offensively oriented here at some point. We're kind of just... We're barely looking good, is the way I'll say. We're a little bit... alright, fair enough, but, you know, it's not great. Take an orb here. What if I just activate it to get full charge, then run myself over while he still has marked? Take the orb, roll, and we're out, right? I can go ahead and heal first, then get out. Pretty decent, I think. Get the key. Another Mark of Retribution. What did I get? On your first turn, gain 1 will and 50 magic damage until the end of turn. The only thing I'll say is that Shadow Book is pretty good. Now, unfortunately, I picked up the Mark of Retribution. That's I might have been a mistake. I shouldn't default to picking things up. Anyway, here's Hexing Aura, which is pretty much 100% what I wanted, so I'm going to click that. Ah, yes. An ally gains 2 stacks of blur, critical charge on 2 bindings, and 15 movement. Phasing image. This is the most important ability on my bar. 2 crit rolls is pretty awesome. We're going to take that. I do need the blur for survivability, so let's not go shadow image, which is a little bit too aggro for me. Take that phasing image. So now I have 2 uncommons. Not a big fan of it, right? I'm going to go to the Vestigial Shrine here. I think it's good. I'm going to, again, I'm going to commit a bit to, where is it? Orblord 3 would be nice, but I think I want to go in on Fountain of Creation here. This gets me up to Will Collector 3, and we're pushing towards Ancient Wisdom, which I quite like. Glyphs are maybe the most important thing. Rare Augment, double Rare Augment Glyph Globe is huge. All of these are useful. I don't know if I love Shadow Book, but it has some perks. I could potentially use this as a target for some of my benefits, right? I kind of want to go Death Scythe in for 5 now, but it's a little unnecessary maybe. I at least want to go 1 more in Ancient Wisdom, but gaining Shattered Will on Orb is pretty good. We can potentially do a lot of very exciting stuff with that. I think I shouldn't have picked up this Mark of Retribution, by the way. If we see another uncommon, I think we're not taking it, but that's okay. Who gets the bounty? Ah, the pot. That's okay. We're just going to lead with this play here. I'm going to prioritize hitting this guy. Great work. Go team. I do want the crit, yeah, the crit is getting me out of here, so that's fantastic. Great job. No notes. Why did I get the money? I don't really care about the money. I'm here because I wanted Bounty of Sentient Beings roll, so... Who gets hit? I think I can finish the ink pot real fast if I go for that. So let's do that. Take a heal here, grab an orb, pop it out. Good. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm taking a chunk here, so I think I do want to... Actually, I'm doing all right. Interestingly. Take the orb. I can actually crit out this guy, which is great. End turn, take a little bit of damage, but we're doing all right. This guy is in counterattack mode, so let's make sure we're not messing up here. Take the blur, take the orb. Run yourself over real fast. Get out of it. Where's the other orb right there? Great. Hit him. Orb. Self-heal is free. It's nice. We take it. Hit him. Crit him. Okay. Chill. Take 3. Well, take 2. Good job. Okay, now we're trying to spread out the kills here just a little bit. The way we do that is... Man, that blur swings that in a big way, doesn't it? Definitely want to try to crit this guy. Take the orb, walk away again. I might as well... Yeah, blast him, right? Fine. Go hit him, I think. It's also good. Blast him. Then walk it away. It's fine. He's not hitting me because the counterattack was out of range, so that's okay. Now I can take both of these guys at once, and we should be just fine. Double orb here. Yeah, it's a good crit roll. We're out. Good. Let's go ahead and heal. Crit roll. We're out. Double death sights proc. Nice. Pocket Watch of Alacrity is a little bit late, if I were being honest with you. It's a little bit late there. Discounted Spirit Bomb is pretty much awesome. This is a huge cost to me early turns. It's also showing up in a rare pool, so that's pretty nice. I think that's a great roll. We'll take it. Good. Damage Aura. Grievous Pulse. If I end this thing in enemy territory, it just takes them, deals damage. That's alright. I can re-roll and look for better, I think. +1 max HP. It's pretty good. Can certainly use that to farm out a bit. Ah, yes. Cheese cards, my favorite. Incredible news. Cheese cards. I don't think Pocket Watch is something we take. It's maybe worth, like, almost no damage. Our damage is actually pretty bad right now, is something to keep in mind. I'm looking for ways to improve it. The Hex is a big swing. I think we might need to go in on Executioner 5 just to get that 35% bonus damage. Like, I genuinely think it's important. Cheese cards is a bummer, right? I wouldn't say no to increasing my precision, right? I have 13% crit chance. I'm never going to reach precision 6, though, is the problem. Interesting. What am I looking for? I don't think maxing my health in this instance is going to be game-winning. I think I should spin this again. There's Damage Aura again. Let's keep looking. There's got to be something here I want. Ugh, really? It's awful. Well, 5 hit points heal is, I think, better. I'll take the Amplified Restoration and stop spinning. It's unfortunate. I'm not going to pick up that Pocket Watch. I'm going to go to the Vestigial Shrine. I want to save a spot for the possibility of a... what's it called that I really want to have? Which is a possible another Legendary, right? Save the spot for another Legendary. Who am I grinding up now? A strong argument for going Ancient Wisdom 5 here. Or 4, you get the Will Reserve. it puts you on deck for a Will Collector 5 as well, which is very strong for us. I don't think we're ever going to go infinite, but I do think we gain potentially a lot of value. Will Collector 5 puts me in a position where I'm picking up what? That's every turn I gain and I trigger Shattered Will, which is pretty big. Now, of course, I can only really fire telekinesis, so it's defense, which is fine, I suppose. This is not a very good offensive play, right? I'm not winning by spamming telekinesis, so I don't want to go too hard, I think. But one Ancient Wisdom is pretty good. And then at the end of Book 2, I think we go ahead and we take Executioner to 5. I think that's accurate, yeah. Okay, I think we go here. This is fine. This shop is dead to me. I guess I can purchase a heal, which is not the worst idea. Commons, incredible. I may as well heal. Sure, I'll heal 2 health, fine. 666, incredible. Let's go ahead and fight this guy. I don't know how I feel about this. Our damage is quite low, but we do have an absolute astronomical amount of will just like chilling on every turn, so that's good, I guess. It's decent, right? We have decent plays here. I'm going to take Orb, hit him with the 2. Got that crit roll, not crit, but it's fine. Take the Orb, hit him with that. Can I kill you? Wow. I'm off by... Gosh, like almost nothing. I don't have any burn ticks or anything. Basically nothing. Guy is chilling with essentially no 15 hit points. Good grief. Alright, Orb up. Not looking great, champ, is my general opinion on this particular one. I think we're going to lead off with a Spirit Bomb. It seems weird, but I want to make sure I get that wrinkling before I walk away. Let's run yourself over. Crit Blast here, Orb up. Let's walk down, I think. Crit this guy out. Run him over. Run yourself over. Alright, we can take 0 here. It's not the worst I've seen, right? We do want to end turn up with that up there, I think. It's fine. We'll stab the guy, I guess. Sure. Get that soul shackle a little bit. Not ideal. Let's walk back in. Run yourself over here. Pop damage. I mean, I don't know how we win this. I guess we're not looking too terrible if I can get the Spirit Bomb crits, which are acceptable, but dang, it's rough, right? It's not ideal, if I'm being honest with you. It's tough because, I mean, you look at it. Byron's poem gave me, what, 2 will reserve here? It's not the worst, right? It's not the worst I've seen. I do want to see if I can roll big crit stuff here. I think we can do something absolutely nonsense on this turn if we migrate up. Remember, I have the markdown, so if I take an orb and crit... Okay, mark plus hex plus crit roll is phase change, which is pretty awesome here. And then I heal, and we're sitting at a cool 73, and we phased. That actually doesn't look too bad, right? It feels a little bad, but it doesn't look too bad. Now, it all comes down to how quickly can I push this phase here. Orb, max up, take the crit rolls. We can do some good push here. I think our play is to make sure that we hit the important enemies with that crit roll. Let's run over ourselves, blasting that fella. Okay, we've pushed all enemy stuff, I think. Already taking 0 here. May as well hit him, right? There's no reason not to. I'll end my turn with the shielding aura up, I think. Okay, so it's not looking too bad. I have the potential to do some shenanigans here, right? We want to walk up, hex, mark, orb, phasing image. We didn't roll it. That's a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Still take it. Smack him. Block. Take 0, and I think we do it again. Our whole turns are basically just trying to align the mark and all of the other synergies, right? It's cheeky, but you know, I can think of worse strategies. Right? Just blast them real quick and be like, okay, that's good enough for me. Then we're going to go hide in a corner and heal ourselves and stop damage as best as we can. It's very funny. I'll take this. I'll take a shot over here. There's a reason for it. It charges up, but it also means that I get a little bit better synergy with Fountain of Creation. Okay. He did hit me. Great. Let's lead with the... Okay, we didn't roll it. Again, unfortunate. I think we're still going to try a decent play here, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, we'll push numbers. I'll push as many numbers as the game lets me, and then I get to just kind of hang out here. And what? Crit fish, pretty much? Okay, we didn't see it. It's fine. Let's walk in. Pop this orb. Crit roll. Again, didn't get it. Does it prioritize the ones that are off cooldown? I didn't think it did, but it might. Hard to say. Anyway, I'm going to push numbers, I guess. I think I save health by running myself over. And then... This is a weird one. I think I save health by running myself over and walking into the goop. Absolutely true, actually. Absolutely true. Okay, walk back in. Hit him with the blast. Heals me up. Good. We're going to take a double heal here. A double proc, actually. This. Crit roll. Okay. I think we're cooked now. I think we have it. Get him in range. Blast it. Alright, I mean, we got out. So, it could have been worse. Hey, second Byron is actually fantastic. We will take second Byron. It's a good roll. The tuner says regeneration. It's a silly thing that I don't know if I need. Mighty Pulse might be the play. Just 80 damage straight up is almost certainly it. We're looking pretty grim on damage numbers right now. I'll take 80 damage, yes. I have no multipliers, so we're really struggling. I think I actually re-roll this regeneration play and look for... Yeah, okay, good. I was going to say something. Aura Surge is good, right? We have Hexing and Shielding Aura, which is nice. I've bypassed Damaging Aura, but I'm not mad about it. It's fine. We got some big heal out of it instead. Aura Surge at least pushes this up to... What? 220? 220 in an AoE is better than, I think, 255. I also don't want to use my beam. I don't want to do this at full charge, use my charges. So I think we'll take the Aura Surge here. It's fine. That's a good pickup. Okay. Looking not great, I suppose. We have found all of our legendaries. We have some Death Scythe action. Leaky Pen is up. Alright, we can improve damage a lot still, even though there is one combat. I really should not have picked up that Mark of Retribution. This is just not great. I mean, the Marked has actually just unironically been okay. Takes double damage. Enemies hit me, and then suddenly I pop them with the Spirit Bomb crit. That actually is an important reason for me to be alive right now, so maybe I shouldn't knock it, but... But our plan after the elites here is to grind, but to basically take stock of, where is it? Death Scythe. We're going to double tap Death Scythe here in order to get Executioner up to 5. That is a 35% damage increase, which is very good as it turns out. What did I roll into? I have 10 shielding? Are you serious right now? It's like actually the worst thing that could have been rolled, genuinely. Guess we're gonna do our best. Orb, pop. I'll take a... I mean, I crit roll blasted him here, so sure. I guess I'll heal. Fine. Oh, I didn't go after the bounty. I am a fool. Look at that man walking away from me. I could have had him too. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I'm a little over it. I made a mistake there, and that could cost me. Where's my other orb? I'm gonna go for Aura Sipper thing, blast it. Crit rolls, good. We can push out here, great. Chillin'. Yes. Okay. I think we're doing okay. Let's roll for as much damage as we can get on these two. It's the plan. Orb, blast. I then go orb and orb. Crit roll. Shadow Realm those two. Move up. I'll push some numbers. There's no reason not to, right? We take 0 from this, so we get to chill. Okay. Fine. I have so much shielding, it's actually unnecessary. That's okay. Let's move over. Pop them. Heal up. Orb here, and just blast one guy out. Seems okay to me. I'm going to end everything in my aura, so that's fine. I take 0. I get my last Death Scythe proc here, and we're chilling. Orb, crit bomb, right? I'm at full health. Well, I'm at full health now. There we go. Okay, we get out. Pile of tiles. Would that have been better than the Mark of Retribution? I don't actually think so. Heal Aura, however, is great for a couple reasons. Heal Aura means I heal. Neat. The more important thing is that Heal Aura means I do more damage with Aura Surge. Neat. Actually, yes. Triple Aura is good. Big fan. Could have maybe attempted to... I mean, re-rolling, I didn't have the glyphs for it, so actually not, but... We're doing okay, I think. I'm going to take the big key, of course. Our play here is Death Scythe. And wait for it. Death Scythe. Great. We end up on Executioner 5. Hex is your friend. Our... What did I get? Future Willer. Why do I have you? Gross. I've just been cycling these. They've been terrible this whole time. It's fine. I guess it could be worse. On your first turn, gain 12 stacks of Shattered Will. Yeah, it could be worse. Fine. I at least have synergy with Shattered Will, right? So that triggers at 8. Okay. Do I have a chance here? I guess it depends on what Byron rolls, really. What did I get? 2 will, 120 Omni damage. You shouldn't have, champ. Very pleased with that, actually. Let's walk this over. Big rolls here. Hit him. Orb. Hit him. Crit him. Hit him and crit him, buddy. Those are the best 2 combos. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm actually getting the bounty on this thing because he simply has too much health. But that's okay. We've managed to reduce the damage to 0, so I think I'm okay with this turn. I'm just going to let it rip. It's fine. Alright. We phased. Great job. I'm going to walk over here, hit these guys, and then they can go hit that thing, and that's fine. I'm going to just kind of hang out, I think. I think they actually hit each other. They totally did. Well, unproductive, I suppose. Let's go ahead and roll here. Great news. Now, I would like to guarantee big crit on our buddy. Where is he? Can I get him? That's a pretty good roll. Hits all 3 of the important targets. Great. Excellent work. Good job. Let's charge it up. Okay, wait a second. Do it again. Charge it up. Okay, great. Do it again. Charge it up. Excellent. Alright, we've rolled it again. I can push phase now. Great. Okay, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. And then we're hanging out inside this guy's aura, and that is going to be okay. I'm going to pop for some Aura Surge and Psionic Charge business, and I'm going to leave the phasing image for next turn. Starting with 120 Omni Power is a big swing in our favor. We haven't seen that many times in this game so far. But that's okay. I'm going to roll the crit here. Good job. Take the orb. Excellent work. Get the 3rd charge. Go for crit. Big number. Great job. Orb. I mean, it's pretty straightforward at this point. I'm basically just trying to reduce my damage taken to 0 and then go completely mad with power. I think I should be able to aim him at the friend. Totally can. And then I can take 0 right here and just chill. I don't want to move him by accident, so I think we just do this. I take some damage, it's fine, but I will get healed, also fine. Great job. Okay, our whole turn here is aim at boss, charge up, orb, big roll, win combat, right? It's that simple. That's simple. Okay, great. Another pile of tiles. What did I roll here? Oh, Burden of Wisdom is great, actually. Burden of Wisdom is really good. I'm going to flip Mark of Retribution over here. That's a really good roll for a few reasons. I don't really care about the physical damage because of... I have 0, right? It's already 0, so this does nothing. But this is also Ancient Wisdom, so it props me up to a +2 there, which is fantastic. Which is just great to see. I can't take pile of tiles. And I'm going to continue. Looking good. That's a really good roll. That's actually an excellent roll overall. I'm very pleased with that. Now, here I get a full heal, I guess. May as well. I don't have enough for the rare augment. I get some vestige value. Now, I have some options, right? Some options exist. What are the options, and are any of them really worth it? I can't push anything up to a higher level except for Leaky Pen or Enchanted. I could get 25 additional magic power by going in on that. 25 magic power, or healing I arguably do not need. Or I guess I could go Will Collector, which is not bad, right? It means that I get an extra will every turn. So I think if I didn't have the Burden of Wisdom pickup, my plan was to go Fountain of Creation here, which would push up both of those. But because I don't have that problem anymore, I'm maybe leaning towards actually Burden of Wisdom just for 25 damage. I think we need damage enough that I should take this, right? It takes this from 238 to, let's click it. Yeah, 238 to 281. I mean, those numbers then get spiraled out for crits. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So, let's chill and move on. That is a boss. This has been a tricky one, I'll admit. It has not been the easiest, but I think we've managed to pull it off. We should be able to do pretty well here, I hope. It's a decent roll on turn 1. Gonna migrate up, hit him, take the orb, hit him. You know the drill. I'm gonna take the other. I'm actually gonna go for the crit here. Great. Cool. Take the orb, hit him, and I'm gonna walk away and take nothing here. Seems pretty good to me, buddy. Yeah, cool. I even heal here because of the Death Scythe, but it works out because of healing aura. Our first plan of attack here is to migrate up to the boss, pop him, orb, good roll. Big damage number? Probably. I think it's big damage number here. Yes, good. Nice. I think we're pleased with that. Nice numbers. Good. We get a kill as well, which is great. I'm going to move back. I think I can actually pop him for some number that I think is respectable. Move over. May as well put this on cooldown. I'm going to work on this guy over here a little bit, I think. Seems like a reasonable use of my time. Cool. We have a lot of will generation. I'm chilling at 10 here, which is just a very large number. So, can I get them both ever? I don't think I can. Move up. I'm gonna shoot the hand here, maybe. Take an orb. Take an orb. Crit roll. Migrate just a little bit. Big crit. He's not getting the hex. There it is. There we go. Big crit. Get him out. Good. I'm going to go ahead and hit that cleansing shroom as well just to get rid of this. I have a feeling this is going to be a long combat. So let's do our best here, I suppose. I'm going to hit him. There's really no reason not to. It's fine. I'm just going to eat this oozing jelly at this point. I've had it for this whole game because it just does not help me in any meaningful way. But there we go. Sure. Cool. Now he's going to flip over to his other form. We don't like his other form. I think we should focus on him. Probably, yeah. Let's pop that. Orb. Orb. It's a weak crit. It's not even a crit is the problem. Do as much damage as I think we can. That's a low number here. Now, if I could trick this guy into hitting the boss. That might do some decency, right? And then we can run it back over to us for funsies. There we go. I think he does hit the boss, right? No, he did. It didn't really do anything, but because he doesn't have a special mechanic for it. But yeah, fair enough. It's a lot of enemies. Where's my... There he is. There's the boss. Let's go ahead and try to roll something better here. Alright, great job. We're going to move. First thing we're going to move to is over here. I would like to... I already can kind of push big number here. I have hex where I need it to be. Looks good. Crumble this floor. Let's go ahead and pop as much as we can here. Decent. Decent. Continuing to just kill as many enemies as I can get away with, which is honestly pretty good. What did I get from Byron's? Shielding and will reserve. That's why I feel weaker here. I didn't roll into any damage, which is a bit of a bummer, I will admit. I'm not going to get hit by him. I don't want the unbinding touch, so I think I'm just going to heal for 2 health and then walk this away, right? Sure. It doesn't help me to telekinesis him for like 10 damage or 60 damage or something. That's not going to change the outcome of this run in any meaningful way. Alright. I may as well... Actually, I'm going to take the orb first, then roll up on crit here. Great. I'm then going to try to avoid popping the guy on the right. I popped his thing. That's a bummer. That's okay. I think we actually murk him anyway. We do. Look at that. Wow, big numbers. Okay. Orb, please. Actually, hit him with the crit first, then orb. Then walk over here. Hit him, and walk away. Yeah, we're going to blast him again, but I do want to try to do as much as I can here. Our goal is have him aim at the corner. Great job. He did nothing with his fireball. Because that lava sticks around, and I don't want it to stick around. I'm going to take one orb here, and I'm going to crit 1 health. Does he phase change? Okay, good. I want to try to... Yeah, this is perfect. I wanted to try to get the other power orb chilling for next turn. I'm going to go ahead and eat my healing item here. My healing item. I'm going to use restoration. Mostly because I want to increase the will I get from Fountain of Creation. Alright, here we are. Phase 2. It's good. I need to remove his ink shield before I make any important plays. So run yourself and him over. Good. Great job. We're going to go for big AoEs here. He is hexed. Good. Roll the crits. Good. Send it, right? Big number. Okay. Our goal is essentially to do that as many times as the game will let me do that. Oh, that's a great extra. Just natural crit roll on Super Spirit Bomb is actually huge. That's such a good roll. Really great turn. Feeling excellent about that. We should have no problem tanking in this next phase. I have 102 max hit points. In fact, I think I'm just going to attack through it. Yeah, I actually just do not care one bit. Here. He hit me, by the way. Something to keep in mind. Okay. So that means I can leverage Marked now by going Orb. Well, I may as well heal, right? Sure. Orb. Good crit. Good crit. Yeah, he's hexed and marked. Not actually sure why I'm doing less damage here than I was before. But, you know what? I'm not going to ask questions. Number is number. Hit him. I'm not going to do any craziness here. I'm just going to end turn. I'm perfectly fine in health. No risk whatsoever at this point. I mean, this run is not terribly strong, but I would be wrong if I told you that it wasn't good enough to win. You know? Take this orb. I'm going to roll the crits. It's good. Take this orb. Blast him. Great job. Blast him. I'm taking 3 damage, I guess. I can fix it. There we go, bud. Taking 0 damage now. In fact, I'm actually healing from this turn. Unbelievable. It's actually fine. He swings at me for, what, like 15 or something, but... What did I inflict? I apparently finished a daily to inflict burn or something. I don't know if I've actually seen that appear on anyone's bar, so you might be lying, but... That's fine. Alright, the angle of the day is I wish to activate. Okay, we have full charge, double trigger here. Actually, go ahead and heal first, then double trigger. Walk over, right? Give him the hex. Big crit finish, right? There we go. That's what we like to see. I'm surprised we're pushing 10k here. I'm not actually sure what the real difference that we're seeing is, right? We can make this number bigger. I'm surprised that this works out in our favor, right? I'm not actually sure what is the mechanic that's giving me extra damage here that I'm missing. I had the mark and the hex last time I was doing 7k, so he doesn't change his abilities per turn. I have only the 50 magic power. It's a crit roll, yeah. Weird. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Let's just finish him for 15k, I guess. So, yes, the disassembly prototype at the end of the run. Seems good to me. Cool. Well, fair enough. We managed to pull it off. This has actually been a pretty tricky one, but I was pretty pleased with how we managed to navigate it. There's not a lot of options here, really. You're really hunting for one of the legendaries, holding on to it. Big shout out to a few things we did, which was re-roll into a Death Scythe. This actually mattered with Hexing Aura because you have to remember that I needed the 70% bonus damage in order to actually defeat those enemies. The other thing is that the mark from Mark of Retribution, I was ragging on it for a while, but I actually think it was necessary for our win. It doesn't show up here because unfortunately it also gets cut at the end, but you know, it is what it is. Pretty happy with the Burden of Wisdom pickup. Finally at least found some magic damage that was necessary. Fountain of Creation was huge to offset Super Spirit Bomb, which we were rolling into, so this was really strong, by the way. Big fan of how this played out. I actually think Clairvoyant is stronger than she gets credit for, but is generally fairly tricky to play. The other thing is, you noticed it here, we're very durable, right? Extremely durable. Take basically no damage, have 100 max hit points, stuff like that. We have extremely consistent shield gain by just running ourselves over and standing in our own aura and healing and everything. So we have a lot of sustain baked into this class. Doing the damage is the hard part. That's why you need stuff like Super Spirit Bomb, After Image for guaranteed crits, right? These are huge, so it would have been nice if Byron had showed us a couple more of his 120 Omni damage rolls, but you know, he's still fine anyway. And yeah, there it is. That's the Chronicler's challenge, so not much else to offer. I'll let you go there. So hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.